Such a great question and takes a lot of reflection. I'm going to go with three things. I think it's really important to define your values and be very clear on what those values are, and don't capitulate on those values. It's so easy in when you're making money or you're being successful to give in on your values because you might, garner a good paycheck or whatever that might be. What I found is that when I was true to my values, success came with it. And when I capitulated in my values, even if success came with it, it didn't feel good. And so I would always say, define your values. What are your non-negotiables? What are the things that you personally stand for and the reasons why? And don't capitulate on those. Similar to what we talked about in the last question, I would say if you have the opportunity to do it, do what you love. When you think about like strength-based leadership, it talks a lot about how much more you can get out of a person when they're doing something that they're good at or that they love. And so I think when you're doing the thing you love, your 100% becomes 150 because you're so involved in it, and it's so much of what you want to do and who you are, that I think it's super important to do the things you love if you can. And then one thing that I always would tell my teams, and I have to tell myself sometimes to remember this, is be willing to break that mold. And I always say, get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think that's super important when you think about how you're going to set your life on a path. Is if you're constantly comfortable, you're probably not reaching your potential. And so in order to truly get to that potential, I say get comfortable being uncomfortable, because when you're uncomfortable, you're building new muscles, you're learning new things, you're stretching yourself. And so be willing to do that, be willing to break the mold.